Hi guys, it's Alex here from Round 3 TV. This is the second in my series on building a lifestyle business. In the last video, we delved deep into some of the reasons why you would start this type of business, some of the differences and definitions of what a lifestyle business actually is, and the differences between that and a normal type of business, and then what that actually means to you. One of the key things that I brought into the video last time was the idea of knowing what day-to-day life looks like and what your goals for that is. Now, in this video, we're going to look at some of the planning required, the route map to success, as I would put it, and how that's going to affect you on a day-to-day level. So in this section, I'm going to talk about the concept of an executable idea. It's okay to have an idea for a business, but really, is there a business in your idea? And I'm paraphrasing from a book that I really like on this. The first pressure test for your idea is, can you look at anything similar out there and go, is this what I want to do? And maybe your idea is totally unique, and maybe it isn't. But I would implore you to go and take a look at the nearest thing that you can see out there and say, is that what I wish to be doing? And if it is, then start moving into that space. There may be a whole bunch of different criteria in here, and some of it could be down to location, some of it could be down to customer availability. You got to look at the economics of it and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to get into business planning in a moment. We're going to look at the difference between business planning and route mapping. But the first question that you really have to have is your idea executable as a lifestyle business? And ask some hard questions and go and look at the other stuff out there. Go and look at the nearest things that you can see. If there are similar or comparable businesses out there anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter whether they're in your region, but it does matter whether the region or the geographics are important to that business. So go and take a look and ask yourself some hard questions. You may not have to completely rip up your idea, you may just have to modify it, but it's an important stage in getting your ideas right. One of the key reasons why I believe anybody should start a lifestyle business is freedom. Freedom can take a lot of different forms, but freedom to do the things that you like, both in and out of your business activities. Freedom to have the time to dedicate to things that you enjoy. Economic freedom, which we'll talk more about later. And generally freedom to not be dictated by somebody else as to what you're going to do at any given day or any given time. And this is something I believe quite strongly in. In order to achieve a successful lifestyle business, it's going to take some really meticulous planning. And I like to call it route mapping, not planning. There's a business plan and then there's a route map. If you think about the idea of taking a journey somewhere, you can plan to take a journey, but when you get down to actually deciding how that journey looks, you actually have to decide a route map. You have to decide what transportation you're taking, how are you going to get that transportation? Do you have to make bookings? Are there waypoints? Are there going to be stopovers? Are there going to be stages in that journey, and how are you going to achieve each one of them? It's all very well to plan to get somewhere, but the actual mechanisms that have to be in place to make that happen really is a route map, not a plan, and I would draw a distinction between the two. So what does this look like? Well, you've got your idea, you have the why, you have some kind of clue as to what you're going to do in this business, and then you're going to look at the stages that you have to execute in order to get there. So let's take you through some of the ideas of the differences between route mapping and business planning. A classic business plan will have an executive summary, which at a glance tells you what the business is all about. It will have sections on competition, on financing, on what business looks like, on operations, logistics, and it sets out a whole bunch of kind of challenges that the business owner faces in order to put this business together and get it operational. I used to write business plans as part of something that I did working for a digital marketing company, and we had a lot of startup businesses come to us, but we did do business planning for other people. And one of the things that I saw was these business plans were like a whole bunch of challenges that the business had to overcome in order to function. Now, this is a useful exercise, but on the fall downs of most of this style of planning was that it never really looked beyond the point that the doors opened. And whilst it might look at a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan and project whatever level of success they believed, they didn't really look at how the progression would happen beyond a certain point. And this is where I learned a lot and changed the way that I did things. So, because I quite often was involved with these businesses for quite some time after their startup point, and I saw a lot of the ins and outs of that style of doing things. Now, I started writing a business plan for my own business every single year, and I found that I would execute that and get myself to the next stage. But as I progressed through that period of time, I discovered that route planning was a much, much sounder way of getting yourself to the kind of level of success you want. And that way you could actually see the pitfalls before they arrived. So the difference between business planning and route planning was this. A business plan would be a document that looked at various different areas of your business, how to overcome those challenges, and how to get to a certain point. A route map was saying, I want this to happen, and in order for this to happen, I would then work backwards. That was the major difference. Business plans tend to look forwards. Route maps tend to start at the point they want to be at and work backwards. This is a major tip, and one that I would implore anybody going into a lifestyle business employs. So in this series, I'm going to recommend books that I've read and videos that I've seen throughout. And this one is one that I really, really like. Now, I sent this one to a friend in the States who'd been in business for a long, long time. And the very first thing I said when I sent it to him was, please don't be insulted by how basic it is. Because this guy had a lot of experience. This is the DK book, The Business Book. And it's almost like, it sounds like it's kind of like the idiot's guide, but it is anything but that. I really, really like it because it takes lots and lots of subjects and it cuts them up into bite-sized chunks and allows you to look at any individual part of something that you almost certainly will go through, and gives you some real life examples, some historical examples, and gives you perspective that you may otherwise not have had. Now, it quite often leads to further, more in-depth reading. This book I would recommend to anybody who is starting a business of any kind, but certainly for a lifestyle business. So in summary today, we've looked at executable ideas, a difference between business planning, route mapping, and the stages that you need to look at in order to make things happen. In the next episode, we're going to look at some of the pitfalls and some of the reasons why people never get off the ground.